I never had to think about what I wanted to do or be when I grew up. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. It was always a simple thought. But now I see myself on a journey of self discovery, exploring the type of teacher that I want to be. As an assistant dance teacher, I felt a sense of fulfillment, as if I had a purpose, and that as a teacher, we have all the power in the world to leave a positive impact on our students. It has driven me to be passionate in regards to providing students with the skills and knowledge they need to be a positive person in this world. I believe that the purpose of education extends beyond the transmission of the curriculum. It includes promoting holistic development, supporting critical thinking, and empowering and preparing students to succeed in an ever-changing world. This can be achieved on the foundation of building an inclusive and supportive learning environment for all students. Category of difference will no longer become a barrier to students receiving an education, as my classroom will foster a supportive classroom climate where diversity and individuality will all be celebrated. My educational philosophy is based around the belief that students thrive in an inclusive, safe, and supportive environment, where differences are not shamed but embraced, where students are not marginalised but celebrated. By challenging mythical norms and overt and covert stereotypes, we can create a safe space to achieve an equitable education system. I believe that students prosper academically and are inclined to engage in active participation when they are supported by their teacher and feel a sense of encouragement in their classroom. These personal values and beliefs are reflected in the Alice Springs Education Declaration.
This policy aims to create an education system that encourages and supports every student to be the very best they can be, no matter where they live or what kind of learning challenges they may face.
This aligns with my values and goals to promote inclusivity and equity and to prioritise student wellbeing. The policy also promotes the Australian Professional Standard for Teaching, Standard 1, which is know students and how they learn. The goal of creating an equitable education system reflects the understanding that teachers need to consider their students' background and circumstances to help increase their cultural capital. While I have been considering what my educational philosophy is, two educational philosophers have heavily inspired me, Nell Noddings and Bell Hooks. Noddings argues that care is the fundamental basis of learning, as it enhances and leads to educational improvements within the classroom.
She states within her philosophy, "My contention is, first, that we should want more from our educational efforts than adequate academic achievement, and second, that we will not achieve even that meagre success unless our children believe that they themselves are cared for and learn to care for others."
Here it is highlighted the need for learning to exceed the curriculum to better prioritise the holistic well-being of students. It emphasises the relevance of encouraging a sense of care as an essential element for a successful educational experience. This aligns with my philosophy, as I believe that student engagement and academic outcomes improve when students feel cared for and are being taught in a supportive environment. Care is a key value that I will heavily promote within my classroom and is also outlined in the Queensland Code of Ethics. Through incorporating holistic education within my classroom, I will be able to foster meaningful relationships with my students and understand their background to nurture their overall well-being and personal growth. Bell Hooks argues a similar point in that education should focus on the importance of critical thinking and fostering of a learning environment that promotes social justice and care.
She states within her philosophy, "To educate as the practice of freedom is a way of teaching that anyone can learn. That learning process comes easiest to those of us who teach, who also believe that there is an aspect of our vocation that is sacred, who believe that our work is not merely to share information, but to share in the intellectual and spiritual growth of our students. To teach in a manner that respects and cares for the souls of our students is essential if we are to provide the necessary conditions where learning can most deeply and intimately begin."
This aligns with my philosophy as I passionately believe that as a teacher we should engage with students meaningfully with a commitment to their holistic well-being to ensure they are aware that they are cared for. For me personally, this takes priority over simply transmitting the curriculum to students, as I believe that increased academic outcomes and active participation are natural results of a supportive environment. This upholds the APST Standard 4, create and maintain supportive and safe learning environments, through the emphasis of valuing and respecting students' diverse identities and needs. By building strong relationships and prioritising the holistic well-being and growth of students, an inclusive environment can be nurtured. Through analysing these educational philosophers and realising my own personal values and beliefs, I've been able to understand my educational philosophy. In my classroom, the fostering of holistic education will be promoted to create an inclusive and supportive learning environment where students' diversity and individuality will be embraced. Students will be encouraged to be active participants in their own learning journey and will be empowered to engage in critical thinking to make meaningful connections with their surroundings.